Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Should be a fun one. I got 100 in the chat already, guys. Let's not waste any time then. Let's talk about something really important. And I just kind of, the question I threw in here is just kind of like a side note type thing. But I do want to address this just because, to me, it looks like a new neck system going on here. We got the Spider-Man new red and blue suit, right? This could be the Spider-Man to rule all Spider-Man. This could be the one. Like if you only have one Spider-Man in your collection and you want it to be Tom Holland, but that disclaimer should be out there, that little caveat, then it's probably this one. Let's be real. It could be maybe the tech suit. It could be the upgrade suit, but I doubt it just because when you look at this one, damn, this is dope. Are there going to be more Tom Hollands? Absolutely there are. There's going to be other ones coming. There's going to be a whole new trilogy probably. However, we really don't know. And as of now, with the options we have on the market right now, this one's pretty dope. Yeah. And I want to ask you guys about the Nexus, and I'll start with you, Leo, on this one. This to me, from what I'm interpreting this, the neck piece pops out entirely, like this right here in the collar area. So it looks seamless, right? And then same when you have the head sculpt on, it looks much more natural than it used to, where it would go further up his neck. It looked kind of like a turtleneck, right? Yeah. So, Leo, what do you think about this figure in general, bro? What do you think about this neck system that Hot Toys is offering?
I think, again, bro, we talked about this earlier on Collectors Lounge International. I think this is the definitive Spider-Man figure that you should have in your collection, in my opinion. I think that, again, he can cross between both, Sony and Marvel in this suit because, like I said, it's more comic book accurate. This is him coming into his own, you know what I mean? Like just him maturing, just being a Spider-Man that we actually know at this point where he's on its own, not really relying on technology, Stark Tech. It's just him. And like I said, even like the maturity in the head sculpt is on point. It looks incredible. I love the new neck system. It's something now that I guess I don't know if it's like a maturity factor where they wanted to show him more mature, or if it's just because I equated to just, the nanotech and, how the suit was, majority of the suit type would actually just form around him. Whereas with this, and now ain't nothing forming, Jack. You got to take them clothes off, put this suit on and suit it up and let's go. You know what I mean? So, and this is what I like about it. It's the transition, but more so the vibrant colors on this piece. Again, I love look, whenever they drop a deluxe or regular version, come on, man, you might as well go deluxe and get that base as well because that base looks great. To me, I think it just makes more sense. You're getting a bit more bang for your buck. But at the same time, this is the figure that we've been looking for. This is the one that we've actually wanted, the definitive. I wasn't going to get myself. I wasn't a fan of the integrated suit, so I passed on it. You know what I mean? Even from what we got from Hot Toys, during the integrated suit, we never seen those legs at all. You know what I mean? When it made that transition to that suit. So I was just like, accuracy is one thing, but they just going for it with the base. I was just like, nah, I don't need it. So I passed on that one until this one drops. This is the one that I'll actually have with Toby and Andrew. This is the one that I can actually see because every last one of them have their own distinctive look now. You know what I mean? And that's what makes for an aesthetic that's going to be incredible in a display that's going to be incredible. So I love this figure, man. It was definitely one that, again, we've been talking about this for months since the film dropped. And I think they nailed it with this piece. They nailed it with the head sculpt all around. That I have nothing bad to say about. The only two things that I have a gripe about. One is the webbing. They need to come up with a new web system, man, because those plastic pieces over time will break.
Yep.
Like easily. That's just how they are. And then that flight stand, the waist grabber, if you tighten that thing too much, it'll break. Yep. Like it's going to break. Like literally that thing is going to break. It is every last one of the ones that I've had so far have broken. They're terrible, bro. It's terrible. So they need something new when it comes to that flight stand, especially if the ones that's what you're going to end up using. Then why don't you the technology has to change. It really, really does. But that's the only two gripes I have about it. But other than that, figure wise, base wise, phenomenal. Definitely going to be something that I'm picking up.
Yeah. Well, Leo, I got to ask you, bro, and I'll ask the rest of the panel this too afterwards. But dude, that 280 is real attractive. Like that 280, I mean, when you look at that and you look at what this base costs, I'm conflicted. Like, I definitely want this, but I'm conflicted on whether I want the base or not, because it is going to take up a lot of space. To me, it's like, it's a part of the scene. It's a definitive part of the scene, but I don't know if it's so integral to the figure where it's like, I cannot live without that base. It's you know, it's like, you know what I mean?
It's not, but at the same time, bro, it is like, if you look at this versus just getting the regular, you know, just the regular edition, not the special. I mean, with this base, it always takes you back to that moment. It's going to take you back to, and for me, it just makes sense because, again, I want element, and this gives me element. If I want to utilize this, I can. If I wanted to basically create a battle, a rooftop battle between him and Mysterio on the roof, aesthetically, I can get it with the cameras angled up a certain way. So I know how to really pull it off, you know, just how I would want it. I just think it just makes more sense because that base looks beautiful, bro. You know what? The most intelligent part of how they handled this was it's around Christmas time, which was around Christmas time when, you know, we saw him swinging, you know what I mean? So it just made sense. It definitely makes sense. And that's why I would actually go with the base. I think aesthetically it looks good. But then again, like I said, not everybody's going to really want the base. So I think you don't have to really be conflicted, because if you don't want the base, if it's a spacing issue, you don't have to have it. At least you'll have the figure, because the figure is the most important part, you know, of your collection, or even wanting to have this, is that figure. So I think it's a win-win either way. For me, I just like aesthetics. I like to have a base that's incredible. And it's like now, with the past couple of years, we're starting to see that, you know, again, this is starting to happen now. We're getting more dynamic bases. We're getting more diorama type, you know, bases and stuff like that, which is what we've been asking for a while. And we're finally getting it. So why not? I'm going for it, bro.
That's true. Absolutely, man.
And this
doesn't even come with too much layout, but like that's fine. I'll take 280, and I'll take like, that's literally all you need. Probably you need some webs, you need some hands, you need a base and a head sculpt, and that's really it. That's, you know, for the Spider-Man, that's pretty much it. But Dan, I want to let you hop in on this one, bro. How are you feeling about this Spider-Man, the new neck system? Are you going to go deluxe or standard if you're going to get it? What do you think?
Oh man, this is the one I've been waiting for. I feel like most people are waiting for. I love it, dude. For me, the deluxe, all day. Just because the base is cool. I might be crazy. I think the base should have been a little bit bigger.
Well, I'm looking at it, Dan, and when I'm looking at it, like, it's going to be hard for him to stand on it. That's my thing. Like, there's not much room for him to stand in there. Like, that's the thing with the flight pole. You're going to have to basically put him on the flight pole, but I don't want to keep him on the flight pole long term. Like,
exactly. That's why I feel like they should have kind of stretched it a bit, just to kind of give you some more, a little bit more of a flat, you know, area in the middle. But you know, it's fine for what it is. I like it, dude. It looks cool. You definitely can recreate the scenes from him running around on the rooftop, and I think the head sculpt and neck system is cool. Like, finally, like, it just looked weird with him like having the turtleneck up to his chin, you know? Like, but like, that looks great right there. And but also for those who don't want the deluxe base and all that, like, this is perfect. 280, get a head sculpt with the rolling eyes. I mean, to me, that's definitely worth it. But it looks fantastic, man. I know some people aren't a fan of the head sculpt. I think it's a 10 personally, but yeah, this suit looks incredible. I can't wait to have it, and I'm excited for this, man. This is definitely the definitive one for me in my collection. So
yeah, it's got to be, Dan. I think it's got to be the best Spider-Man that they've made so far, for Tom Holland at least, right? And it's like, for sure, the head sculpt is probably the best one they've done. You know, the suit is incredible. I know Lael's talked about how this like really screams classic Spider-Man. So, and it does. And I think that's why people are, one of the reasons that we're going for it so much, because when you look at it, you're like, damn, that looks like Spider-Man. And Lael's exactly onto something. At the end of that film, he goes from Spider-Boy to Spider-Man. That's what he does. And that's why this suit is so important, because it's the first real Spider-Man suit for Tom Holland. That's really,
he doesn't look like a kid in this head sculpt either.
Nope.
Nah.
He looks like
and what he goes to in the film, man, like what he goes to in the film, he becomes a man in that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean,
he's self-reliant now. Like, I mean, he's not, you know, he has no tags or ties to anybody at this point. It's just mainly him on his own. Like, Happy doesn't even know who he is. You know what I mean? Like, nobody, unless they, you know, magically, you know, remember. But this is like a fresh start for him to really live up to that moniker of Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and you know, just, you know, doing what he does. So I think, you know, taking that leadership role in a sense for him, bro. Now he is that character now that can mix with pretty much everybody. Fantastic Four, you know, you can see him with the Avengers. You definitely going to see him doing Secret Wars. And if they do it right, it's going to be incredible. But I mean, again, I love this figure, bro. This is the one that we've for years have been building up for and didn't see coming, because it's like, we got all the different iterations of those suits, but it's like now we finally get this one. It's like, yes, what I have been waiting for from day one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. Yep. There's something too. I wanted to pull it up real quick. I don't know if you can tell. It's hard to zoom in too much, but there's almost like a seam in the neck there when you have the mask version on. I don't know if that's going to be a problem for people when they get it in hand. It's, because all of them had the one on the top of the head. It looks like it has that, but it looks like with the new neck system, it has like a little seam in there or something. So it'll probably be fine. You probably won't really notice it too much, but it's just something I noticed in one of the pictures. But Cam, what do you think, man? I know you're a big Marvel fan about the Spider-Man. An integrated suit is gonna, no one's gonna care, I think, after this one.
I know, and I'm getting that one too. So
are you nice? Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that too. Because it just shows the reiterations of the suit and the growth in this character as well for me. I always go back to the scene from Spider-Man Homecoming where he's in like the factory, or no, he's in the warehouse, matter of fact, fighting the Vulture, and then like all the parts of the building collapse on him, and he's staring at him. He's like, come on, Spider-Man,
Yep.
And he ain't there yet. And then he starts screaming help like a little girl. So I'm like, it just shows like where he is now as a character. You know what I'm saying? Able to stand on his own 2 feet, because like he said in the one film, he was like, when you can do the things I do and you don't do them, the people around you get hurt. Yeah. So now he's at the point now where he just knows there's nothing really holding him back. Everybody he knows is gone. It's just him, a sewing machine in a dirty apartment.
Yep.
So
living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream in New York, baby.
Yep.
So yeah, and I absolutely love this head sculpt. This whole entire suit looks great, honestly. I love the lighter color blue. I like the fact that they didn't include any type of wings or any type of eye changes in here. It's just straight Spider-Man. That's what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No extra gadgets, no flying Spider-Man to do a drone for you. It's just literally him. So and I think that it really shines when you look at this actual suit or costume, if you say, because I mean, I do like it with the deluxe as far as with the base, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, man, do I really want the base? Because like Will said, that 280 is pretty attractive as far as the price, especially for Marvel, because we're so used to getting the 340s, almost close to 400s for all of them. But saying that, I'll probably still get the base regardless, though.
See,
just because
tempting,
like, when you can, you will. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna go for it. But yeah, I'm super excited about this figure. I cannot wait to see what happens next in the life of the new Spider-Man, man. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool, man. Yeah, and this suit, I know you guys all agree, this suit is just beautiful. Like this is, I know we all said this layout when the movie came out. At the end of the film, it was dark in that scene, but you still were like, damn, that suit is really, really nice. And I even told Optical that night, we hopped on PlayStation after the movie, and I was like, dude, you're gonna want that final suit. Trust me. Like
it does remind you of the game, right? The Spider-Man game, the suit that had like the glowing center. It kind of reminds you of that one.
Yeah, it's the iron, the Mark IV.
Yeah. It reminds you of that one, but like it just missing. I mean, all the technology, of course. So I'm like, dang. I was like, it looks cool.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about it, Cam, because I do think there are going to be a lot of people, kind of like what Leo and Dan both talked about, and you, like the base. I think that's going to be like that 280 is very attractive. And when you look at how much space this base is going to take up, it's like $65 more. Like, do you really? It's a beautiful base. Don't get me wrong. And people mentioned to me that you could use it for multiple things. You could put Daredevil on it. You could put other Batman on it, or whoever, right? So even if you don't use it for Spider-Man, you could put someone else on, as long as they're going to fit, because it looks so narrow, like you guys were saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but man, this figure, this is going to be for most Marvel fans, this is going to be an extremely difficult one to pass on. Because Leo, I have one Tom Holland Spidey right now, and I have the tech suit, Far From Home. It was like it's a movie promo, but it was really like the Homecoming and Civil War suit, which I love that suit. But this one, I like even more. So I might end up keeping them both. Yeah.
This is the suit that we've been actually waiting for so many years, bro. Like, I mean, I know that one of the biggest questions was, especially when we got, Homecoming, Tony Stark was in it. And they're like, come on, man. Like, why is it that we have to have a figure that relies on, because again, during that version of the comics, the only time that there was, a reliance on Tony was when he recruited him during Civil War, you know what I mean, in the books. Around that time. you know, and he had a different suit. He had the Iron Spider suit, but it's now like, you know, a different iteration. But, you know, and, you know, seeing that for a film, it was like, oh man, do we have to see that? But I understand that they went that route. But knowing that and I'm pretty sure that they had like a plan with him, his progression, knowing that the plan was to put him through everything, see how he was going to evolve from a character who, you know, pretty much relied and was trying to live up to other people and, you know, asking other people, you know, what should he do, to now the person who becomes a decision maker and does things on his own, you know. And we saw his leadership qualities that he actually had in, you know, No Way Home, you know, when he just took that leadership role based on experience of being on a team. So now, of course, he's by himself. You know, he has to do things pretty much on his own. And like we was talking about this earlier, Cam, again, we got a different iteration of MJ in these films.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Mary Jane Watson that we know. You know what I mean? We got a different MJ. So this is their way of saying, okay, we could possibly now introduce the host of characters that we grow to expect. Get a Gwen Stacy, get a Mary Jane Watson. You could do certain like things like that to where he says, okay, Mary Jane Watson, MJ. Oh, wow. You know, similarities there. But if they want to bring back Zendaya, I'm still cool with that.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah.
She's great in the role.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah,
great.
no, she is.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I was just bringing up, we'll move on after this. I was just looking up real quick while you were talking, Lael. So looking at the bestsellers, Anakin and Padme are still holding strong over the Spidey.
hell yeah.
Interestingly
Hell yeah.
enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those
Not
two are killing it, bro. I
surprised.
thought Spidey would be number one, but not so
Nah,
much.
those,
Nah.
I feel like those are pieces that people have been waiting on for so long.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
even though the Spider-Man was in a film for like 16 seconds, these are like, it, you know, resonated for forever in people's brains. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true,
definitely,
bro. Padme, I know Padme's been a long awaited one for people
yeah,
for
Hell
a
yes.
really long time.
Yeah.